So good morning again, everyone, professors, guests, and ladies and gentlemen. So thank you, first of all, thank you very much for Dr. Sumi Chatterjee for inviting me on this very timely and important conference on this International Men's Day. My name is Raymond Kwun. Originally, I was born and raised in Hong Kong, although currently I'm based in Bangladesh. Okay, so we are actually getting closer, virtually in South Asia, geographically speaking. Okay, so what I would like to talk about very briefly today is the situation of domestic violence in Hong Kong, and what are some of the government's response to these issues. So to begin with, when we talk about domestic violence, I think the conventional wisdom is that the so-called abuser, right, is almost always man, while the abused one must be woman, right? Okay, but according to the statistics from the Hong Kong Police Force, okay, say in the year of 2018, okay, out of the 1,413 criminal cases, okay, involving family disputes. Okay, and we're talking about some 7.5 million people, okay, population in Hong Kong. Okay, so out of this 1,413 criminal cases involving family disputes, roughly some 339 of the cases involve a male victim. Okay, recording a 10% increase, okay, compared to the previous year. In fact, also according to the statistics coming from the Hong Kong Police Force, between the year 2014 to 2017, each year there has been consistently about 900 reported child abuse cases. Again, more than 3,000 reported domestic violence cases between spouses or cohabitants, and about some 900 reported sexual violence cases. Okay, but the problem facing the Hong Kong society is for a very long period of time, there had not been any statutory definition of domestic violence in Hong Kong.
Ma'am is there already. Abhinandan ma'am hai already.
Soumya madam कुछ बोल रही है.
Okay, shall I continue? Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. So for a very long period of time, there hasn't been any, or there has been no statutory definition of domestic violence in Hong Kong. Again, the reason is simply because not like many other countries, or not like in the United Kingdom, there was not a specific domestic violence offense in Hong Kong. And in fact, it was not until the year of 2005, it was not until the year of 2005 that we have witnessed the very first systematic domestic violence study being done and published by the Social Welfare Department of the Hong Kong government. So it was not until the year 2005 we have witnessed such a systematic study of the domestic violence problems in Hong Kong. And it was not until the year of 2010 that we have witnessed eventually this passing and the enactment of the what is being known as the Domestic and Cohabitation Relationships Ordinance. Okay, in short form, the DCRO. Yeah, the DCRO law. So it was not until the year of 2010 that we have witnessed such being made by the Hong Kong government in terms of addressing these domestic violence problems in Hong Kong. So according to this DCRO law, okay, domestic violence not only covers physical violence, okay, but also covers any act that is regarded as molestation. So therefore, the following acts can also be possibly treated as domestic violence, okay, ranging from physical abuse, verbal abuse, and psychological abuse. And perhaps a little bit more about the situation, okay, facing the domestic violence of males in Hong Kong. So in stark contrast, okay, to the men's situation, okay, in Hong Kong, there are some 4 women refuge center, okay, 1 family crisis support center, okay, as well as 1 family crisis intervention center being established, okay, by the Hong Kong government as well as some of the civil society organizations. Okay, but so far there is not any refuge center being established, especially for those male victims, exclusively for them. So, in this sense, I mean the situation is in Hong Kong. There is not a specific shelter or refuge designed for male victims of domestic violence, and so in this sense, I think it is fair for us to say the legal framework, okay, covering or addressing the domestic violence of male victims is largely missing. As I mentioned, it was not until the year of 2010 okay, that we have witnessed the passing and the issuance of this Domestic and Cohabitation Violence Ordinance law, right? And so then what's the reason? What are some of the proper reasons? Or how can we explain, right, that this domestic violence against men was being marginalized or ignored for such a long period of time? Okay, I think one of the probable reasons, according to my observation, is it's because of the it's because of that men, okay, they are perceived, okay, to be strong, okay, muscular, and mentally strong and tough, right? So the thing is, many of those so-called cases involving male victims of domestic violence, okay, there have been a lot of hesitation, okay, for them to for them to seek for help, okay, and not to mention reporting the cases to the Hong Kong police. But in fact, according to some statistics, okay, also investigations being done by, for example, one of the civil society organizations in Hong Kong called the Harmony House. Okay, there are some, the cases, okay, involving male victims, domestic violence of male victims consistently rising. and most of them aged between 20 to 24, 30 to 34 years old. Okay, and so from the experience, most of those cases, okay, involving their wives or girlfriends physically abusing them. Okay, but that also involves the use of psychological abuses towards them. But of course, since the passing and the enactment of this domestic and cohabitation violence ordinance in 2010, I think we have actually witnessed some kind of gradual improvement in terms of the willingness of the male victims, okay, to seek for help, okay, making those cases being publicized. So because of the time constraint, so probably some of my concluding remarks, in which I would like to make is, although the cases involving male victims of domestic abuses have risen, but perhaps what can be said here is this is exactly because of the heightened or increased awareness of the problem of domestic violence against males. But of course, in the long run, it seems like there is an urgent need to have a man refuge center setting up, so that the problems so that the problem of domestic abuse, domestic violence involving males can be adequately addressed. And also what is necessary for the home government to work on perhaps is to do some more education, so that men who were the victims of this domestic abuse, they can show their courage, they can be encouraged to take the initiative, seeking support in the public. In other words, what this is about, demystifying this strong stigma being attached to men. So basically this is what I would like to share at this moment. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions from the floor. So thank you very much again for having me here in this International Men's Day conference. Thank you.